Hey guys, welcome back to the Prehistoric Life Podcast. And today we're back with another interview. It's actually been a while since we've had one. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Oh, hello, everybody. My name is Daniel the D-Rex Mossey. I am a field volunteer worker with Elevation Science Institute, and I also go to school for geoscience.
And there's his
Oh.
Instagram over there if you want to check that out.
Oh.
Whatever. Yeah, it's all inversed. It's like a mirror.
I'll just go that. I'll go that way. Oh.
Somewhere around, you'll see it.
Somewhere.
All right. So the most basic question I start every interview off with: what is your favorite dinosaur?
Hands down, and then the paleontological community is instantly going to shut me down when I say this, but Tyrannosaurus Rex. Reason being, one, it is the most iconic dinosaur in all, not just media, but human history, in my opinion, since its discovery in the early 1900s. And secondly, because it was the most powerful predator of its time. It probably was one of the top apex predator of its time.
Absolutely. Here's what I have to say to anybody that badmouths somebody with a T-Rex. I'm looking at anybody that does that in the comment section.
We got eyes on you.
I will find you.
Oh my.
It's okay to like T-Rex. There's nothing wrong with it. It is the most iconic dinosaur for a reason. To say it's not okay to like it, you can leave. Get out of here.
Here, and I'm putting down the Coke because copyright strike, if that's possible.
Label the camera.
Yeah! but yeah, no, Tyrannosaurs 100%. They're just awesome. Again, especially because they're the most well-studied, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
I have yet to actually study or like work on a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Obviously, I've seen a ton of them in museums. See the T-Rex.
Absolutely.
I actually have yet to see the Wonkel T-Rex from what was the Museum of the Rockies, but now is at the Washington D.C. Natural History Museum. I even got to see the new my first experience with a new Tyrannosaurus, Pex Rex, which is in the Museum of the Rockies now. He actually was pretty impressive, not gonna lie. I was like, man, Sue's gonna have a run for her money.
Wait till he hears about Scotty. I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say Scotty. Don't forget Scotty.
Absolutely. T-Rex is honestly just a marvel of evolution in that sense.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Just the 32,000 to like whatever we're saying now, 57 as like an underestimate newtons of power for its bite force is insane.
I think like what was it like? It's well over like 30,000 psi, right?
Yeah,
well over that, yeah. But yeah, no, I actually have him tattooed on my arm as well. This is actually, so this is Sue's original skull, actually. So actually, I don't know if you can see it, but actually, so I'm a Power Ranger fan as well. So and if you say you're a dinosaur fan, not a Power Ranger fan, who are you? Yeah, so actually, that's actually my tattoo artist had to actually flip it. This is actually her original skull, and actually, I love that. It was funny when I brought that up to her. She's like, I had told her if we could use her recreated skull before it was smushed and fossilized.
Oh yeah.
But the thing is, she actually used that, and I know there'd be a lot of people that'd be like, oh heck no, I don't want that. Get out of here. I wanted that one. I'm not. But meanwhile, I was just like, my sister, I see what you're doing there. We are doing it.
I mean, there's nothing against the smush skull. It's just like a lot of people do like the iconic T-Rex.
Yeah.
Skull.
I think. Well, the thing I liked about my tattoo artist, she actually like specializes with like making tattoos of like, decomposing animals and the sorts, or like skulls. That sounds a little dark, but I can't think of the anthropology. That was it. Anthropology.
Yeah, family interactions must be very weird.
Oh yeah. But shit. So
I draw dead things on people's bodies.
Yeah.
Good job.
But yeah, no, that's why I went to her for sure because again, there was obvious choice was to go to her without that. But yeah, that's actually my first tattoo. But I'm actually planning on getting a bone bed down here.
Oh wow. Any particular bone bed or just
No, so it's not really a real one. It's just it's or not based on a real one, like not like the one in Utah or something like that. Um, it's just going to be a collection of dinosaurs that have meaning to me, and well, not just dinosaurs, other prehistoric animals as well. I'm gonna have a Quetzalcoatlus there, um, but yeah, no, that's in the works.
absolutely. So I mean, let's circle this back around. Let's get a little bit back on the topic.
Yeah, my bad. ADHD.
Nah, don't worry about it. What got you into paleontology or geology or whatever you want to call it?
Well, obviously, I would say it's like honestly like a lot of people when they start with paleontology. I've always loved dinosaurs, and the thing is like I think I made a post about it a bit ago to coincide with Skywalker. Shout out to you by the way, Sky. When she did her debut on Why Dinosaurs, that documentary. I figured I'd make a post because a lot of people were doing it at that time. Like, oh, it'd be cool to share my input, see a lot of people if they like are similar. And basically, like I've always loved them as a kid because they are. It's just something alien about dinosaurs. It's just so like to think that these animals lived here, not just dinosaurs, but everything before and after them. It just seems so alien in nature.
Absolutely.
But the thing is, it did happen. It's not like science fiction or anything like that, like or mythology or fantasy. Like these things actually lived here. They actually walked the places that we have.
Yeah, it's such a weird. Like you're gonna look at me and tell me Dunkleosteus is not out of some little kid's nightmare.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like,
oh yeah. Like that's like I think Dunkleosteus is like the Tim Burton dream before Tim Burton was even around.
absolutely.
300, 400 million years before.
It's such a unique field.
It is. Obviously, I actually this past summer in 2024, even though now it's 2025, I was a part of my second volunteer expedition. I do most of my volunteer work with Elevation Science. So actually, I know a lot of them personally really well. They're awesome peeps. Um, so actually, my second time. So I am slowly building my experience with that, trying to get some more volunteer time with it. Um, it kind of puzzled me. I mean, it made sense, but like it puzzled me at first. So it was a lot of volunteer stuff in paleontology, but then once you get into it, you realize and you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Would you care to elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah. So the thing is, like, when it comes to like paleontology as well, especially like going towards like say you're going for your bachelor's in geology with a minor in like um biology or something of the sorts like that, or uh animal animal sciences. There we go.
Yeah.
It's the thing is obviously once you get your bachelor's in sorts as well, though I've yet to get to there as of right now. Still working towards that. But the thing is, like between the time you get it and the time before the time you get it, and then up to it, and then even afterwards, it's a lot of volunteer work. I'd say
Yeah.
going on inwards. I definitely say I heard a little bit late in the game, but it's not stopping me though. I love it. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.
It's never too late.
Oh no, yeah. Don't let anybody tell you. Yeah, this is all the peeps. Don't let anybody tell you that you cannot do it. That's what it is. But yeah.
Absolutely. There's no such thing as cannot.
And that's a beauty of like elevation science. But we can whether now or later, I can definitely get into that for sure. But yeah, no. Building on that experience, I have worked specifically with late Jurassic sedimentation, so Morrison formation.
Absolutely.
So I can't really give like specific details, but it is obviously in Montana, but it's I can't really give anything specific, obviously for that, for like obviously for security reasons of sorts.
Yeah.
But it's around like like the bit like Bighorn Basin and that kind of sorts. Originally Elevation Science was actually called Bighorn Basin Paleontological Institute. It was only recently into 2022, I believe. They actually
fairly recent.
Yeah, they had like a new They had a new sponsor instead of the Rocky Mountain College. It was Montana State University, so that was cool. And so they changed their name from BBPI to Elevation Science. So.
Absolutely. And you can't go into detail on location. I get that, but can you expand on things that are found there and specific time periods?
Sure. Yeah. Just again, ADHD brain a little bit. So again, one of the sites, which is, it's not really giving me the location or anything at all, but because it's very well talked about. Actually, this last year actually marked 30 years of it. Is the I'm sure you're familiar with the Mother's Day Quarry.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. I
did a whole episode on it with Scott.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Actually, and I did see that. That was cool. Yeah, it's definitely, it's crazy. Just to think, like, we're only hitting the tip of the iceberg there, and it's been 30 years, and it's just like we're still digging up more. That was my first time I actually found a femur of a diplodocus. That was really awesome. That's on my page as well, Instagram. That was really fun. Excuse me. That was awesome when I found that. I literally was like, when I found it, I remember people asked me, like, how far did you have to dig? I'm like, oh, actually, it really was only like at most a foot.
I think people get surprised because they're like, a lot of people see the Jurassic Park mining for amber animation.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh, you're going 30 miles under the ground. And it's like,
yeah. With technology using like a shotgun round computer chip to shoot it to the ground. Yeah, we totally have that. No.
That is the most American science ever. I love
it. Honestly, especially growing up with Jurassic Park. I mean, I can't think of anybody that's a dinosaur fan that hasn't grown up with Jurassic Park.
Absolutely.
So obviously seeing that, it was awesome. I love the idea. Does that really happen? No.
Maybe not here in America. I guess they wouldn't have been in America.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, because the thing is, like, even though he says in the film Velociraptor, it's actually, they say it's in Montana. It's so weird.
Yeah, a little expansion of disbelief.
I think there was I mean, I'm not heavily into it, not gonna get heavy into it or anything, but I know that like they were talking about like how before Velociraptor mongoliensis was being heavily talked about, there was Utah Raptor, and that's what they inspired that Jurassic Park.
Deinonychus.
Deinonychus, right.
Deinonychus, and actually, funny thing about that, whenever the book was being written, Deinonychus was actually considered to be another species of Velociraptor.
Yeah. Okay.
So whenever they were saying Velociraptor at that time, it was just Deinonychus being called Velociraptor, which is actually
for sure
really interesting.
It is interesting, for sure. I thank you for touching me up on that. I was like, oh yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, it's half my channel.
Yeah,
knowledge helps.
Yeah, but
and then the recent loss of one of the giants of the Jurassic.
Yes.
May it rest in peace.
Yeah, I saw that too. I actually just saw that today. Actually, could you elaborate that for me? Because I actually haven't been fully informed, and maybe the audience haven't either.
From what I've picked up, to dumb it down, is that it was chimerism. So it was a huge hodgepodge of other Allosaurid, and I think it was an unknown diplodocid.
Oh, okay. That made sense. All right.
A lot of it was sauropod, and then so now it's not enough to be considered its own genus. So actually, I can just bring this up here. This will help a lot. So this is a tool I love to use because I made it. So
I did get to see this, and it was actually pretty awesome. So
link in my Instagram bio. What? So it actually moved from being its own genus to being just Allosaurus annex.
Okay.
So it's still like, okay, well, it wasn't just a large Fragilis. It's still its own thing, which is still...
Yeah.
So we still have a massive Allosaur, which is,
Oh, yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. No, actually, on topic of Allosaurus, actually, this past summer, I actually got to work on my very first carnivore, and coincidentally, it was an Allosaurus.
Oh, so, I love Allosaurus.
Dude, there's a friend of mine who lives in Maine. His name's Avery. If you ever see this, buddy, shout out to you. He loves Allosaurus too. I got him a Christmas 2023, I got him a Jurassic World Dominion Allosaurus figure. So
I need to spend a whole episode revamping Allosaurus because that was like the second episode I ever did was Allosaurus, and I haven't touched it yet since like Dragon Axe, and I was like, I need to go back and do this again.
Heck yeah.
And speaking of Allosaurus, I'm gonna do this. This makes it easier to see here, so we're not completely
Oh, dude.
It's backwards. So among most of the things that I have here, Ceratosaurus gotta love Ceratosaurus. I respect Ceratosaurus. My brother makes a joke about how every paleontologist has their centerpiece. Mine is a Allosaurus hand cast from Dinosaur National Monument.
Okay, I was gonna show a cast I had, but that's impressive. I'm just okay. We're just gonna end it here. No, just kidding. No, actually, if you have a moment, I can actually get that. So while I'm not on excavations in the summer, I am a volunteer as well with the Sea Science Center in Manchester, New Hampshire. I do a lot of dinosaur outreach stuff, kind of things there. Let's see if I can find it here. It was convenient that I got this before the second excavation I went on because it was convenient because I worked on Allosaurus. But here is a cast of an Allosaurus shell.
Oh, that's awesome!
And I love showing this to kids as well because as well as the viewers know as well about dinosaurs and teeth, it actually has it showing where the new teeth were growing. Yeah. I was like, that's awesome. And every time I tell kids about that, how they never stop growing, they're like, what? No.
They get 30 sets of teeth.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's really just like amazing how just expansive it all is.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. It really is. But yeah, no, I got the first carnivore I got to work on conveniently. That's what I got a cast of. I forget the seller where I got the cast from, but I know he worked at the museum. He was very private, so I
a lot of somebody out there. If you're ever listening to this and you're like, "Hey, I made that,"
if you ever see this, thank you so much. The kids love it. They literally lose their minds. I do too, but it's fine.
Dude, have you heard of fossil crates?
Yeah, I see those all the time on Instagram, and I'm always like, man, I really want to get like the late Cretaceous. I know they have the late Cretaceous sets or the Dromaeosauridae sets, and I really wanted to get a Dromaeosauridae more than anything. I was like,
oh, dude,
I'm like, I need to get it.
That's actually turn this on for me. One of my hundreds of random dinosaur pocket drawers was actually the Dromaeosaur bottom jaw.
Oh yeah, that's the one I saw. Oh, that's cool.
Dr. Brian Curtis, if you're watching this, shout out to you, man. You're amazing. Love you, dude.
That is awesome.
And that's actually what most of these are. Of them, these are not. And then there's just the Smilodon.
Oh, I was gonna say I like the Smilodon. I have a friend of mine that I met this summer. She loves Cenozoic creatures. She loves the saber-toothed cats.
The fun thing about its placement is I don't show this often. To actually turn my lamp off, I have to reach through its eye socket.
That's awesome. Heck yeah.
It's like, it's gonna be creative and fun.
That's awesome.
Totally won't get annoying after a while.
No, honestly, especially like that's where the fun of it is. You're just like, oh, I'm on an adventure. I'm on an adventure.
And then, just there's so much to like cover and talk about there. Like,
yeah,
out past the dinosaurs, all of that.
Oh yeah. See, that's why I love the beauty of like paleontology in general, just because like first of all, it's a never-ending field. You're always going to learn new stuff, and it's just like it's awesome. That's another reason why I want to get into it.
It's a field of science that will never be complete.
Oh yeah, honestly, that reminds me of a meme. Is this like, I was like, it's like one day I'm gonna die, and I will never truly know how many all the other dinosaurs that we didn't know about. I'm like,
Oh, like the idea of like
why?
survival bias or not survival, preservation bias. Is
Yeah.
how many like little chicken dinosaurs do we just not know about?
Oh yeah. I mean, I feel like honestly, I look back at that meme, and I always showed it to my paleo friends as well. But I just find it like funny. I was like, well, you know what? As true as that is, I'm happy. Like one day long from now, when I'm gone from this earth, knowing the dinosaurs I know, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I'll stick with Allosaurus and all of them. I'll stick with the 700 we already have.
Hey, look, as long as like the cool dinosaurs like Allosaurus, Camarasaurus, T-Rex, that's all about it. That's all about it. No.
Yeah. Who doesn't? I mean, we don't need Anzu. What the hell, Anzu?
Saurophagonax, never heard of her.
Sauropod now.
Too soon?
Too soon, man. Dude, it's been a couple million years. I refuse to call a sauropod Saurophagonax, though.
I know, that's crazy. Yeah, that's like. I mean, I know it's. I mean, I know it's more like sophisticated than that, but it's like saying T-Rex is a ceratopsian.
Yeah. Somebody in the Saurophagonax episode, if you're watching this now, I guess you get a shout out. He was like, "Oh, well, we'll just have to call the sauropod Saurophagonax." And I remember saying to myself, like, or we can continue to call Allosaurus Anax Saurophagonax because we made it all up.
Oh yeah, exactly.
All this taxonomy naming, we made up the rules. We can do whatever we want.
Exactly.
Science.
Be like, okay, hear me out on this. We don't call it a sauropod.
We give it a different name.
Exactly. No, that's the thing with like that one thing I learned pretty quick with geology and more specifically paleontology is this like most people don't understand that like that aren't heavily into it, that just, like the idea of dinosaurs maybe, or that don't know. The thing is like it's always changing. The thing is everything when it comes to like proportions of like size or compared to paleo art, like descriptions of the animal, everything's subject to change.
As we're speaking right now, there are papers being written to change the entire field.
Exactly. You know what? I always like to say this as a joke. Like, you want honest, complete certainty fact about paleontology, and most people go, yeah. I'm like, okay, here it is. They lived here and they died here.
Yeah.
I mean, no, it's not like I don't love talking about like the theories and stuff, but like if you honestly want real facts, I'm not saying don't pursue paleontology. You definitely shouldn't, and that's a glorious science, is asking more questions from new things you discover. But just don't be like honestly,
don't be surprised when there's no answer.
Yeah, don't be like me before I started thinking like, oh, it has to be an actual fact, and then it's like, no, it is not.
Well, it's a fact that T-Rex is what, a dinosaur? Yeah, good job.
A+.
A+. That's there you go. You got it.
Heck yeah.
It lived, and now it's DRD, dead right there.
Third. But yeah. By all means, I know it's your show, but any other questions, by all means, shoot away. I'm
absolutely. I mean, well, you said you've this past summer was your second time volunteering?
Yep.
So would you like to talk about what you found and what you did while you volunteered those?
Yeah, sure. So basically like the first day, actually between the first and second day, I believe we were at there's two main sites that we excavate at. There's one specifically that's called one site is, I believe, Anderson site, and then obviously we have the Mother's Day quarry site. I will say the Anderson site's very interesting. That's where I'm gonna butcher this name because it's still time to time. It always friends of mine, but Soasea.
You got me beat.
So it's I feel like my ESI friends are gonna be like, "That's not its name." I'm just like, "I'm sorry."
I'll take your word for it that that's how it's pronounced. I
Yeah,
mispronounce everything.
yeah.
Latin.
It's a sauropod dinosaur. That was I believe somewhere between 2015 and 2019, I believe. And it was found at that site. They found most of the, I believe, I hope I'm not butchering this. The between the backbone and tail, I believe, of the sauropod. Um, but yeah, other than that specific sauropod, most other dinosaurs found at the I'll call it the A site for short. A site usually has um, a main these two mainly like Allosaurus and Camarasaurus.
Yeah.
Um, and actually, so again, I got one of the sites as well. I got in the Anderson site specifically because there's like actual multiple different sites that are happening in the one site. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's
It's
awesome.
one giant area and then it's
It's
split up.
awesome. It's like it's just like all right, guys. I gotta go to that side. I'll be right back. And then like 2 miles later, no, no. But it. So again, like I got to work in the Allosaurus site. I believe there was another site there that had another one as well, or bits and pieces, not bits and pieces, but like specific limbs remains.
Okay.
But most of it's actually Comanche. Actually, yeah, I think most of the sites more than not actually had or allosaurs in it. And I was actually really mad because 2 weeks later, after I had been situated at home, they actually found 3 claws of an allosaurus, and I'm like, why, God, why,
Right when I left.
why?
Hang on, he's banking up for a bigger find later on.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
You'll find something new.
Oh
Just give it
yeah.
time.
No, honestly, it was cool there, but so yeah, there's that. There's the A site or Anderson site. I just call it A for short. But also there's the Mother's Day quarry site. That one again, as it's been talked about on this channel before. But again,
A lot of
it's
kids, sort of
it's
very few
oh yeah,
all swords.
yeah. It's again, there's multiple people talk about it. There's even a friend of mine I met this summer. Her thesis was on Diplodocus skin actually, and that was actually really cool. I what were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
The skin?
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, they actually. I believe it was 2017. She actually like found parts of like actual fossilized skin at the site.
Huh, that's cool. Really
And
cool.
for her thesis, because she did a slideshow there where we stayed at for Elevation Science stayed at. She had a presentation on her thesis and the sorts, and it was really awesome. I think they actually were able to determine. Sorry, she was able to determine the actual like possible skin color of the Diplodocus and
Wow.
femurs. And I actually did an illustration going back a little to my posts. I'm using this as my waving stick. um, Going back to my posts, making a more accurate Diplodocus. So that actually, I got feedback from her and other elevation science staff to make that Diplodocus because I wanted to do it justice, especially for being my first dinosaur I got to work on. But again, so the from what I could tell from the depictions of the Diplodocus, it has like a base brown layer coat with like an underbelly of vanilla in the sorts and like mix and that. It's really cool.
Here, let me see if I can, by the power of Google, invested in me to buy a laptop.
Yeah, if you type in Mother's Day quarry and then fossilized skin, you probably might find some.
Let's see what pops up. I cannot spell today. Whatever. This is why autocorrect exists.
Exactly.
This is totally how you. Now I gotta pull it up. Bingo. Is that? I guess.
No. Keep going down a bit.
Is that?
Links definitely do not help. No, it's not you. It's not you.
Nah, I
Uh,
get that, man.
well, I do have her Instagram handle name. Her name is Tessaurus. Again, she did the thesis on it. Um, it's actually, again, it's really cool stuff. Um, yeah, no, it was just really cool thing. And now ever since that like slideshow, everyone's like, "I'm gonna find fossilized skin." I'm like, "No,
Yeah,
I am." But it was really cool. But
it's really just it'll just be in the ether of the internet for now.
oh yeah, no, again, there's tons of like links and sorts about it. I you just have to like really look
It's
into it.
yeah,
Um,
it's just something that I'm gonna have to like sit down and spend an hour trying to find because that's
yeah,
how that works.
honestly, I can if she's okay with it, and if you, again,
Yeah,
Tess,
yeah. I mean,
Tess, if you see this, I hope you're chill. I'll give you her Instagram handle, and you can have a talk with her.
all right. I would love to get her on the show if
She
you.
actually, the cool thing is, she actually got in touch with a. I'm kind of like making like a long story short of it. She actually got in touch or with a plush toy company that actually specifically makes like prehistoric plush animals,
Oh,
and she actually was able to, with some artist friends of hers, they actually were able to make a actual Diplodocus plush based on those studies, and she actually got to bring hers with her. And so and we literally passed him around at between the sites and the camp, and his name is Bucket.
his name is Bucket. They live in a bucket.
Bucket. No, he's just I forgot the specific name, but his name is Bucket, and he was our
Absolutely.
he was a
I got
mascot for week 4.
I got my Diplodocus skeleton.
Oh yeah, when we
Thing.
first started talking, actually, I think I actually
Yeah,
asked you about
yeah.
that.
I
I
think
want to get one.
you messaged me in like the comment section, and then Instagram started acting up, so you just DM'd me,
Oh yeah.
and now we're here.
Yeah.
Now we're going to talk about string theory. I'm just kidding.
Oh God, I didn't study. No I'm kidding.
Not string theory, the butterfly effect.
Oh boy. Oh, I run into more times. I promise I want to go into this rabbit hole, but there are more times I actually
Oh,
had to explain that to people. I
the
was like,
butterfly effect.
I was just like, let's just read is it the delicate sound of thunder? Just read that and you'll be fine.
Yeah, it's what a fun experiment. Let's put this to the test. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Mm.
altering world changing events later. What did I do? Ooh.
This is a Diplodocus. It's blue. I don't know if that's even close to accurate, but
Well, again, it's when it comes to paleo artwork, it's up to interpretation. And
yeah, well,
again,
it's like
this is
okay, that individual might have been whatever color, but it's also like, does that necessarily mean that they're all that color? Like,
yeah. Well, the thing is, again, the cool. I'm sure they've talked about this with Sky and the others from Elevation Science.
oh, absolutely.
The beauty of the site is, and the mystery of the site is that these are all juveniles. So the thing
Yeah.
is, these guys weren't even fully grown yet. So the thing is, like, this is like middle school level, if not
So I mean,
younger.
sauropods were kind of notorious in, I don't even know how to, if notorious would be a fair word, but they didn't really raise their young. They just kind of laid their eggs and
Yeah,
then left, and then they all
yeah,
hatched.
yeah. Basically, like I explained this. We actually had some people during my first time excavating, and I had some knowledge about that as well. Like most of the time, the widely accepted theory is, again, Diplodocus or other sauropod dinosaurs lay their clutch of eggs in like dense underbrush where they could, the few years of their life, they can, where they're still small, they can remain in the underbrush,
Yeah.
be protected as well, and then they would eventually abandon the so again, but again, most people don't realize, especially because they're born in so many, like their egg clutches are in so many numbers that
Yeah.
the second they're born, the second they see their brother or sister, sorry, brother and sisters, they're a herd for life. So
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, it could have been a situation like that where an egg or a nesting site nearby hatched and they've just been living together. I mean,
yeah, the widely accept. I mean, there's a bunch of like theories on the Mother's Day quarry. One I've been talked about is like most likely these Diplodocus juveniles had depended on this source of water for a long time, and there's evidence inside the quarries to support that. With the rock formations and the sorts to tell. But there actually are marks there, and they're all around the quarry. Not to mention the you look at the radiometric dating and the sorts and that sort. But also, so again, most likely it's probably dependent on this one source of water. Maybe one day all these diplodocus are growing, and it's like, all right, guys, I know it's really hot, but I promise you, there's gonna be water on the other side. Hey, we're almost there. Wait. Okay,
There's
guys,
no
I
water.
got good. Okay, guys, I got good news. Sorry, I got bad news. I got even worse news. Bad news is the water's dried up. Even worse news, we're all gonna die.
I got good news and bad news. What's the good news? We're gonna spend eternity together. Bad news. We're gonna die.
Oh yeah.
Got
I was thinking about that too because I remember talking about that. I was just like, okay, guys, I got worse news. I got bad news. I got even worse news. Which one do you want first?
I got good news and bad news. All right, what's the bad news? I got no good news.
Exactly. So wait, there's no good news this? No, bro, there's not.
No, it's just two bad newses.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, so like people have also asked as well, like why hasn't there been like fully grown diplodocus adults found there yet? You have to understand as well. Again, it's talked about in other ones, but the diplodocus juveniles theoretically they were thought that they didn't have as much, I guess the equivalent of fat storage around them compared to their adult counterparts or water storage where they could. So basically, the adults are just like, so, good luck. I'm gonna move on now.
All right, I'm walking 3,000 miles that way.
And the thing is, we see that today with well, not just that, but also like with bigger animals as well, with herds and the sorts.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite sayings actually from my friend Daniel Dunphy of Elevation Science. His favorite saying that I took to heart. The president is the key to the past. So basically, you look at modern examples, and you can try to apply that to these animals that existed millions of years ago. Because again, it's obviously biologically differences. When it comes to instinct, relatively the same.
I mean, a thing like a sauropod that lays 200 eggs, it can't logistically care for them all. Like,
yeah, exactly, and not to mention, especially because especially like if, like say it was the size of the juveniles over there, because I'm sure that's more than enough time for them to lay a clutch of eggs for sure. I mean, I'm sure again we've seen that happen in the animal kingdom with younger age ones and the ones found in the quarry. Again, they're a big heavy dinosaur, so things like they couldn't obviously protect them as well without having to protect themselves as well. But that's the beauty of herds as well. I mean, obviously
absolutely.
We see that with herds of animals today, like African elephants, for example. Herds great.
So can we call a herd of sauropods a city? Like, you just got a bunch of building size animals moving. Can we just call them a city?
Oh my god! You know what? You just opened my eyes. That's so true.
Can that be your term?
If it's a herd of titanosaurs, I feel like Dreadnoughtus.
Is there actually a name for it already? Not given a specific collective noun.
Only because
it's open.
Honestly, I only because I study late Cretaceous animals, more specifically Hell Creek. I plead the fifth. I have no idea.
I'm saying that now. We're calling a herd of sauropods or titanosaurs a city.
Yes, like a giant herd
of sauropods.
You know what? Honestly, I can't say no late Cretaceous titanosaurs because Alamosaurus. So never mind.
Oh, dude, I love Alamosaurus.
I feel such a cool one.
The last holdout of the Jurassic in North America is just I like the idea of like a sauropod just trampling down a T-Rex.
Oh yeah,
it's rather entertaining.
I've seen concept artwork of like from not concept artwork, actual paleo artwork of like a tyrannosaur hunting young Alamosaurs, and the Allosaur mom's like, "Get that back! You're like, no, hungry.
Like, what was it like? I remember watching whatever video and somebody was like, all right, we don't actually know if T-Rex hunted Alamosaur, but there was definitely a T-Rex that attacked a Alamosaur at some time if they lived in the same place at the same time.
Honestly, again, this is just pure speculation what I'm about to say, but honestly, if you're hungry enough, but also desperate.
I mean, yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, well, I think my ADHD brain definitely went really down the rabbit hole with that one. But I love that.
With you.
I'm using a jaw to itch my eye. What's up? But Mother's Day Quarry. That was always fun to work. Actually, it was funny. The site I was working at this summer was actually one I helped on 2 years prior to that. With the Dr. Rick Schmidt. He's one of the head geologists with Elevation Science. It was funny. We were actually moving these giant boulders that were literally blocking the side of like what he thought were actually like float pieces of dinosaur or late Jurassic animal, obviously. So I remember moving these giant boulders, and it just was so funny to see it from then to now. And here, keep in mind, there's one whole site already where for 30 years we're still pulling Diplodocus out of there. Now is an entire new site, just literally like 5 yards away, and it's like now there's more. I'm just like, oh my
god, guys, it keeps going.
It's just like, well, it's awesome. Don't get me wrong, it's really awesome. Actually, I got to this summer. Actually, I had to specifically at that part of the Mother's Day Quarry, the newer part, I would say. I actually was pulling out a cervical vert, or trying to get out a cervical vert, but I wasn't able to. At that time, I was not able to because it was. I had spent 1 week there. Most volunteers there are usually there for a week. So again, I was there like the last day. I was trying to pull a cervical vert out, but there was I don't know what part of the rib. I'm gonna guess one of the rear parts of the rib of the Diplodocus. I was trying to get that one out, but the thing is, like, this was like a piece of pizza, okay? And we're not talking Chicago thick slice here. We're talking New York style thin slice. And I'm like, oh my god, oh, I don't break this. Yeah, I think there's actually I can post it up later. There's video of me, and I was like, I don't know. At first, I didn't know what the heck I was saying. I'm just like, but I'm brushing it off, and I could hear my voice. I had to put my headphones on. And I was like, oh, I really needed that. Oh, that's definitely what I needed right now. I'm guessing something was like happening, and I was putting on a paleo bond glue because again this is a thin rib. But the good news is I was able to get it out, and they actually the ESI staff were like kind of 50-50 at whether or not actually I'd even go like 80-20 about getting this piece out, but I was able to get it, and I did like Power Ranger poses afterwards. I'm like, yeah, what's up?
I won. You're like doing that, and some guy just walks by and just pulls it out. You're like, hey.
Oh god, no! Everyone was like getting anxious. I mean, I most of all was getting anxious. I'm like, please don't break, please don't break, please don't. I got
very disappointed.
Like here's the rib and here's the cervical vert. It's like laying on top of it, and I'm just trying to. I'm just like,
if you break.
I was like, please don't break, please don't break, please don't break, please.
And I guess with sauropods, things like that versus like a shoulder is a lot different.
Yeah.
Shoulder, it's like just this giant thick plate, so you're kind of like,
oh yeah,
accidentally hit it. It might be fine.
It might be okay. That's the thing. That's the thing too. Again, like this, like here we have this giant vertebrae of like backbone, and then this little tiny rib. And I was trying to get the vert out, but now I'm focused on this little rib. I mean, that's just how the ball rolls. I mean, obviously, it's like
you go from one thing to the next, and you're like, oh
yeah,
wait, I was working on that.
Yeah, I mean, when you have your mashed potatoes covering the turkey, you have to eat the mashed potatoes first.
Yeah.
So like that was a weird analogy, but it works.
I mean, sometimes you just gotta make up analogies.
Oh yeah. This summer was more interesting, I'd say, because actually, even though I was only supposed to be there for a week, I actually was there during the CrowdStrike problem, where the airlines had like completely shut down.
Oh,
So I had gotten there my last day. I had said my goodbyes to everybody. It was all emotional because again, I love these guys. These guys are awesome. I'm gonna miss them. I still think about them every day. So again, I want my flight. All of a sudden, I hear like while we're at the campsite, that these the crowd right there. I'm just like, yeah, I'm probably gonna be fine. I'll do fine. And then like the second I get to the airport, it's like 8 hours later. I remember I was there with a buddy of mine who was literally on the same flight as me, and literally like after it got like postponed a second out of the 3 times until they canceled it the third time.
oh.
He's just like, you want to grab a beer? I was like, yes, I kind of did.
All right.
So the short story of it is I actually was stuck out there for another 5 days due to the crowd strike problem. So I actually had
Or just out.
I was at the Billings Airport in Billings, Montana. Where the where Red Lodge is, where we stay at, which is at the Yellowstone Bighorn Research Association outpost there. It's a really cool like log cabin coffee. It's really awesome. It's been there since 1936. It's a
Wow.
really awesome rusty feel. It was my first time going to the YBRA lounge because in 2022 they had massive flooding that was going on
And it
in
destroyed it.
2020. It didn't destroy it. So the thing is that the YBRA lounge is very high elevation. The town nearby where it was at though can't say the same.
Yeah.
There was still damage that we saw from like 2 years ago. It's crazy. Like it's like the year before that, forest fire. Year before that, obviously 2020. That I don't need to explain that.
You're just like, all right, maybe I just don't go here.
No. Yeah, no. It's again. These are not. I mean, I'm not going to say that with the current like climate crisis is and the sorts, whatever way you swing it is helping. But again, like even before that, these things happen. But I'm not going to say with the climate crises we face, it's definitely helping. It's not. It's not.
Yeah, I mean,
But yeah.
what was it? Recently, near where I am, is that Chimney Rock? Got wiped out. The little town there. I remember I was talking to somebody about it. And they're like, "What about the mountain?" And I'm like, "You think a flash flood wiped out an entire mountain?" I'm like, look, yeah, no, the town gone, nothing, just
Yeah.
washed away. The mountain, it's still there. Don't worry about that.
Yeah,
You
no,
got
for
the
sure.
mountain for another couple thousand years. Don't worry.
Oh yeah. No, that's not. I gotta say that's gonna take a while to get to. That would take a lot of force to take that away.
Do that flood every day, and it'll probably be gone in a year.
There's not enough. There's not enough dynamite in the world, let alone a flood.
Nukes, on the other hand,
That's true.
I don't think those count as dynamite.
It's like the equivalent of like a billion TNT, but sure.
All right, we're gonna
yeah,
clear out this path to put a tunnel. We got nukes in the back.
Jeez. But no, so while I was stuck out there, so yeah, we were hearing this. Sorry, the YBRA lounge. So we got to the airport. I was stuck out there, like my flight was canceled. I'm just like, well, what the heck am I supposed to do? I need to rebook my flight. Sorry, you're gonna have to do that in Bozeman, Montana, which is like 2 hours away, mind you. I was like, dude, I don't have a car. I can't just drive. I can't just drive the. Like, what am I supposed to do? Book it to freaking Bozeman, Montana? Like, no. So actually, I got a hotel there. Right near the airport. Actually, it looked sketchy at first, but in actuality, you can't. This is one of those things where you can't judge a book by its cover because it actually was really nice staying there, and not to mention air conditioning. That's a plus.
Probably.
Oh yeah. I mean, again, I wouldn't trade my adventures for the world and excavations, but obviously, when you have AC, you're not going to deny that. Yeah. So basically, some activities I did there. I went to the zoo there, the Billings, Montana Zoo, Montana. I got to see my first grizzly bears. So that was cool. Behind a wall of glass.
I got the pet one.
How are you? How are you still alive?
I don't think you should do that anymore.
No. Kids watching this, definitely don't pet a bear. Leave it alone.
Don't pet a bear. If you see a bear, don't pet it.
And if you see a cub, run away. Okay, don't actually run. Well, actually, yeah, run. But I'm not I'm not a wildlife expert, so don't take my. Just don't. You know what? Just stay away from bears.
If you see bears, don't mess with them. Stay away.
It's yeah. And so it's funny because the thing is, like, we're exposed to wilderness and that kind of stuff, like at the dinosaur digs and sites. But the thing is, like, you have more of a chance of like running into like a scorpion or the source, which actually, mind you, scorpions, I can't say for every part of Montana, but at least the ones we were out there, they're venomous, but they're not deadly venom. It's like getting stung by a bee or a yellow jacket. It just hurts really bad. It's the rattlesnakes you gotta watch out for. But
yeah, those will kill you.
Yeah, no, but basically, you have more chance of seeing a scorpion than you would see a grizzly bear. But I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, because again, there actually was a sighting of a bear female near the YBRA lounge. That I don't know if it was grizzly or another species of bear, but it was there. But it was
just saying hello.
Well, that's the beauty of the YBRA lounge. The thing is, it's not just geology. The entire YBRA, as they'll explain it, is like a hub for natural history. Everything around there, you have like biology, you have geology, you have anthropology, you have everything going on there. And it's just like, obviously, your main thing there, you're going there to learn about dinosaurs. But the thing is, I encourage everyone that does go to Elevation Science for a summer. Open up your mind for sure to like these new ideas and concepts, because it's really cool, and especially when you're this close to nature, and it's really awesome. I can't say though, when you go into the shower, that you will or will not see a snake. That hasn't happened to me, but that's happened to people I've known.
Open up your mind to everybody except for archaeologists. I'm tired of them stealing our work. They can leave.
Yeah. I would say I've yet to. I could be wrong. Maybe I walked into one for sure, but I mean, at least not. Haven't really been part of the hub. I'm sure if they wanted to come and talk, they'd be more than welcoming for sure. But
they're too esteemed.
Yeah, I heard something really really messed up the other day. It was about how ancient history, the farther back you go, the more childish you are, and that's me being appropriate for right now. It goes. I'm gonna say, and I'm not gonna say it on here, but it does go into more harsher language, and I'm just like, wow, you're making me worse than a child because I love dinosaurs. Excuse me. Fine. You know what? I am a kid. I'm 26, and I'm about to turn 27 tomorrow. I'm a kid. But
yeah, it's like. No, archaeologists are too busy punching Germans or something. I don't know. I watched it.
Oh God, I hope. Oh God, my friend in archaeology is gonna see. She's gonna see this. And she's gonna be like, "What did he say?"
They're too busy fighting aliens and finding the Temple of Doom and running away from boulders,
pulling hearts out of human bodies while they're alive. Galima. Yeah. No, sorry. But yeah. So and then when my flight got delayed a second time, going back to it, I actually was I was just like, man, you know what, this is the closest I've ever been in my entire life, and I always want to go to this museum. I'm gonna do it. It was literally a 2-hour, you know how I literally saying Bozeman, Montana was a 2-hour drive? Well, I literally Ubered it from Billings to Bozeman to see this museum, and I went to the Museum of the Rockies in Montana. Well worth $200.
Question: the Uber was $200, or the ticket to the museum was $200?
Oh God, no! If the ticket was $200, I'd be very surprised. But actually, I forgot how much the entry fee was. It wasn't much, I imagine. But no, the Uber ride was like $200 at the least. But I was just like, this is the closest I've been in years. I'm gonna bring back a 2014 saying, but YOLO. Come on.
Absolutely. You're just like. All right, I could pay $200 and go to a museum, or pay $200 and go home.
Well, again, there wasn't really an option. There wasn't an option for me to go. I mean, my flight had already been my second flight.
Well, yeah.
Or after the second time, I mean, I made sure to book my flights, and I got refunded eventually for the past ones. And I'm not gonna say I have all the money to spend in the world. I don't. I'm just saying, again, I was thinking about it. Again, I only live once. We all do. unless you believe in reincarnation, but I can't say that. I don't know. But yeah, no. And again, I mentioned again, I saw Pex Rex there. I,
Yeah, I
I,
would love to go
uh,
to the Museum of the
I also
Rockies.
got, I also got to see Yoshi's Triceratops, and may I say that was probably the biggest Triceratops I've ever seen in my entire
That's
life.
a pretty big specimen there. It's
Oh yeah,
so weird because anytime Triceratops is depicted, it's like smaller than T Rex. They clock them at the same size, give or take. Like,
honestly, I mean, there have been people I've talked to that said they even go bigger,
yeah, like well, it being quadrupedal will allow it to be big.
yeah, yeah, exactly. But I think as I liked as well is that one of the things I liked about the what the Museum of the Rockies did is like how Pex Rex and Yoshi's Triceratops they molded over with their cast parts of the bones that were missing to complete it.
Yeah,
But like when you see the horns in this dude, like it's like Prehistoric Planet, season 1, we're talking like the big bull Triceratops,
yeah.
those big of horns. If those people have never seen Yoshi's Triceratops and have never seen Prehistoric Planet, that's how big it was. And if you
I
don't
remember.
know
I
it,
remember somebody that I like sent them a photo of me watching it or whatever, and they're like, "Those horns look really big." So I'm
oh yeah,
like, "Oh yeah, no,
oh
that's
yeah,
yeah, yeah, keratin sheath, baby."
bigger better. Bigger is better. Bigger.
Wait till they hear about the ceratopsians in Texas.
Oh boy.
Everything's bigger in Texas, apparently.
Ever-
Or
but
sliding
yeah.
kid.
But yeah, it was funny enough. After when I did get back finally home, and my God, I was so happy to be home. It's not that I didn't love being in Montana. It just you have that mindset when you come back home. You're just like, oh God, I just want to go home.
I can
And my
finally relax.
my job was looking for me at the time. I won't go into specifics, but I do retail while I'm in school, and they're just like, dude, where are you? I'm like, dude, I had to call like my friend. I told my manager I was gonna like I was stuck in Montana, but I told my friends
Where
like,
are
dude,
you?
where are you? I was like,
Lost.
I am stuck in Montana. I am stuck out west. I cannot book it.
Hey, I know you already greenlit that one time off. Can I get more?
It was crazy too. No, no, literally, that's my. I love my managers, but literally, as soon as I did the first call that I wasn't coming back for a little bit, my manager was like, he just had to go to Montana. He had to. I was like, yes, yes, I did.
Yes. Thank you for
Yes, I did.
noticing.
Thank you for noticing.
So you've been from Montana, and you said you've done early Cretaceous.
No, I haven't done Cretaceous yet. My
Oh,
first elevation science has been my entry into the field of, like in the world of geology, and more specifically paleontology. So again, the sediments I've participated in excavating have been Morse information.
Morse.
Around, I can't really go into specifics. Not that it's classified or anything. It's a lot to like explain. Nearby formations are. What's
For
up?
everybody watching, there are bad people that will go and steal fossils. We call them fossil
Yes.
poachers. If you drop the
Yes.
location, they will go and find it.
Yeah, we don't
Therefore,
like fossil poachers. Like we generally like people, but for those people, we don't really think too kindly of them.
you see some people rolling up, you're kind of like, we don't know you. What you doing here?
What you doing?
Just driving. Ignore me.
Just like nothing. No, I'm not stealing anything. But no, it's so yeah, that's why you actually just said it best, friend. Again, that's the reason why we can't like that's the thing with geology is that we can't give away locations. Like I can give it names, but I think it's like regarding the Mother's Day quarry itself, it is a heavily guarded secret
Yeah.
with Elevation Science, who they do partnership with, which is the Bureau of Land Management, which is very well known out west. They have the specific location of it, and so does Elevation Science, and any uh, past institutes that have had it. I know the Museum of the Rockies, for sure had it because they were the ones who found the Mother's Day quarry.
Oh, well, yeah.
Remember, yeah.
You
But
find
yeah,
it, you know where it's at.
yeah, exactly, yeah. But don't be that person to reveal it, because otherwise
Yeah.
you're not
Then
cool.
everybody gets mad at you.
You're not cool no more if you do that. um, But yeah, no,
even in
go
like the random creeks I go into, I'm never like, here's the exact pinpoint. I'm just like, I'm in a creek.
Yeah.
Good
Well,
luck
again,
finding
we have like that's a cool thing about modern paleontology is that we have technology, especially like with our phones, that can actually like pinpoint exactly where things
it.
are.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not going to say anything about it, but it's really cool though. The technology and like what can be done with paleontology all in all. But so anyway, like I was saying, around formation, so there is Hell Creek Formation. I actually just learned about at the Museum of the Rockies, a young juvenile infant, like near infant Tyrannosaurus was found there. Not a baby, obviously, like hatchling or anything. Like we're talking like probably between like 1 to 3 years old, probably young,
Wow.
very small. I could be butchering that fact. It's a new T Rex to me. There's a bunch of them that were actually found roughly around the Red Lodge area where the excavations are taking place. So, um, but yeah, no, it was really cool. So again, the Hell Creek formations are around us. Just more of the sites we dig at, which are most plentiful, are more specifically when it comes to Morrison Formation. Up northwest, when you have Bozeman, Montana, that's Hell Creek Formation. That's where my big boy is, T-Rex and Triceratops, all the Hell Creek dinosaurs of the last American dinosaurs, if you will.
Absolutely. And of course, if anybody's like, well, you're saying Hill Creek and Morrison. Yeah, Hill Creek covers 5 states. Good luck finding the exact location.
Yeah,
Same
and
thing with
Morrison,
Morrison.
I gotta say, Morrison probably like triples that because again, longer time. Well, and not to mention, like there's literally the dinosaur trail extends from like Alberta, Canada, all the way to New Mexico. Good luck.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess you're technically allowed to just go walk into the desert. So, I
Yeah.
mean, have fun doing that if that's how you want to try and find it. I mean,
Well, but it also depends. That's the thing as well. That they also talk about elevation science definitely preaches about. And I say preach, not dissing them. I mean what 100% respect. They preach to educate to the difference between private and public land. Is like the thing is like public land, which is owned by the government. You can walk there, you can be there, more or less. But the thing is, if you find anything, turn it in.
yeah.
If it comes to private property, that's the thing. And Dr. Rick Schmidt, actually the head for elevation science, um, head geologist, he actually like it went in depth with that. Like I won't get into like politics or anything. I definitely try not to do that. I'm not going to. It's just like you have like overseas assets that will buy out places in Montana for the purposes of oil or fossils. And the thing is, they purposely try to find people to. It's like a trap. They like in private property that they don't know about. They will go on the land, and the thing is, they will report that to the authorities, and then they get sued. And yeah,
Private land, if you own it, what's on it is yours.
yeah. Just don't be like again. That's like the same with fossil poaching. Just when it comes to if you want to do like if there's anybody out there that wants to do their own fossil hunting, just make sure you do your research. Make sure you know what's private property and what's public, the differences between and where you're going, making sure it's not private and public. And if it is private,
Get permission from the
yeah,
landowner.
get permission. You're gonna say permission is always good. You don't want to be like see the T-Rex in the 1990s when that happened. So
Or Bone War shenanigans.
yes,
Kind
Bone
of,
War shenanigans.
I think a few people might have kicked the bucket there, became a few fossils themselves.
Yeah, there actually was a card game. Actually, by a friend of mine. Their name is Jeb. They actually their thesis was on Coelophysis, and they actually brought a card game. It was called the Bone Wars, and it literally was that. It was really awesome. I don't think you could find it anywhere though. I was talking to Daniel Dunphy about it. He said it's like near impossible to find.
That kind of sucks.
It was such a fun game. Oh my god. Jeb, I just want to tell you, my dude, that was a fun game if you ever seen this. There's a lot of shout outs. I hope you don't mind.
Don't worry about it, man. If these people see it, I hope they message me because it would be cool to get more people on.
Oh yeah, no, I have a group chat with all my friends. I recently had befriended this summer. We call ourselves a Camp Fam. Shout out Camp Cretaceous, Jurassic World.
Absolutely.
Well, that's just chaos theory, but still. Yeah, it's
the same people. It counts.
Yeah. Well, except for who plays Kenji and Brooke. Those are 2 new actors. Those are not the original.
The people on the show are the same people.
It's not. It is not. It is not Jenna Ortega. So it's just like because I don't want to
She's
get
too
into it. I don't
famous
know.
now.
Yeah, she's too famous. Not too famous to play in a child show.
And not look at Dinosaur.
Yeah,
I want.
I got.
I'll take her spot. I
You've
can't do a
disappointed.
field as well, but
Jenna Ortega, you've disappointed the Brooklanders. I'm sorry. Jenna Ortega, please don't hate me.
and I mean, you've showed off the one cast. If you have other ones that you'd love to show,
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I have a whole fossil box, but obviously,
feel free to do that.
if I show, well, I think if I did show them off, we'd be here for a little hours. But another one I like to show as well. I'm sure people on this channel know about sauropodomorphs, prosauropodomorphs that existed beforehand, and obviously those that are familiar with Eoraptor.
Wow, is it? Oh, it's like 3D. That's cool.
Yep. Well, actually, it was same guy who made the Allosaurus jaw made this. He has access to real casts of the fossils. So this is the cast of an Eoraptor skull.
What's his name? He changed his username. Dyna. I could just pull it up. I forget I have a computer right in front of my face.
It happens.
And I can't type anymore. Yippee! It happens. Huge shout out to this guy. I'm going to, if I can actually find it.
While you're doing that, let's see what else I got. Dinosaur related.
And huge shout out to as it doesn't load. Dinosaur Skeletons here. They recently changed their name from Dinosauria Studios. They do 3D casting and printing of dinosaurs.
Oh, okay.
I gotta get him on the channel, but we're trying to work on that. But huge shout out to that guy. He's really nice. He does 3D printing of all the fossils and stuff for museums and individuals. It just reminded me of that.
I'm trying to find my favorite. That is cool though. I'm just trying to find my favorite
commercial
pieces. The commercial. So actually, these are from this year, which I actually was able to find a few fragments of from 2022, or I should say 2024, last year. I actually have pieces of petrified tree that I got to work on in 2022. So you can see it.
Wow, look at that.
So this was part of a tree that was actually discovered in 2021. They thought it was like possibly bone, and they realized it was actually
petrified wood.
Petrified wood. I have another piece as well.
Like, oh, I found new bone. Oh, it's just wood. Oh, it's petrified wood.
But honestly, here's the thing though. I think, and I tell this to kids all the time. I think honestly, as cool as the dinosaurs are, the petrified wood was probably like the highlight of that year because. Not just because like dinosaurs, they tell you what lived there, but the thing is, petrified wood and sorts and fossilized plants tell you what was around them. And the thing is, I don't know if they had an official paleobotanist to actually like look at it of the sort, but they believe it was like some type of like conifer tree and sorts.
That's cool.
Another piece. Here's another piece as well. So I actually had this was my I took a gamble at this. This was my first time using a paleobond substance. For those who are not familiar with paleobond is a form of glue or fixtures made. It's literally a thin layer of plastic that they will cover around the dinosaur bone. Yeah, they'll hold it together. I had to use a lot of it for that bone I told you about earlier. Oh my god, that was a nightmare. But I got it out. But anyway, so actually. Elevation Science, obviously being an institute that deals in that, they have a ton of that. They always make more. You can buy paleobond glue for those who like want to do their own like preservation kind of work or like fossil prep kind of work. But actually, you can make your own as well. I can't really, not that I don't want to give it out. I can't remember the exact ingredients. I think it was like
that's a different thing.
It was like acetone. And like furniture glue and sorts, similar to that. There, it's you have to like dilute it pretty much. But
In short, if you go to the hardware store and buy these chemicals, you might get investigated.
yeah, just don't. Well,
Be careful buying them.
yeah, again, putting them together, all it really does primarily, again, I'm not a chemist or anything, but again, basic chemical reaction, what it does is it dilutes the glue pretty much. And basically it will make it thinner, but it'll still be a thin layer, but it's not like heavily covering the matrix or something. But again, I'm not a professional paleo glue maker. Full disclosure, again, that was my first time making that for these pieces because I wanted to try it out. But yeah, no, those are the ones I really love to show off. They're late Jurassic. Probably again one of my favorite cooler ones.
One of the things that I keep at my desk is I found I found this at like a not thrift store. What's the technical term? Pawn shop, whatever you want to call it, is a plesiosaur tooth that's still in the matrix.
Oh my god, that's crazy! A friend of mine was actually from Florida. My best friend. He would love that.
And I was just like, oh look, a plesiosaur tooth. And I'm like, dang, it's probably going to be expensive. It was like $15, and I was like,
oh my god,
huh?
That's crazy.
Well,
I mean that kind of. I mean, not that I'm promoting that kind of stuff, but it does kind of make sense only because like I can find the packaging where I put that back. And it kind of makes sense because like only because there was obviously the sea is bigger than land. I mean, there's parts of the sea we haven't even discovered yet. So again, that makes sense. But not that I support it. I'm just, well, I mean, again, it's one thing to like have a fossil tooth or fossil thing. It's another thing to like poach a giant femur.
Yeah.
It's what, but it's.
Speaking of femurs, this isn't a femur. It's a whale vertebra.
Oh,
it's the one that the skull sat in. The skull
that's awesome. That's crazy. But yeah, no, I mean, but going back to what I said though, just to make sure, for a disclaimer, do not support poaching. Do not do.
No.
Yeah, I said that. I think I said, I don't know, the way I said it there almost sounded like I was supporting it. Like, wait, no.
I don't support it unless you're poaching from poachers. I think.
Poaching. Inception. I don't know.
Poachception.
Yes, there we go. But yeah, do you have any, what other questions you got from me, man?
And then
I'd love to answer them. I love it.
One of the few things we get down here, probably can't even hear me, but
no, I can hear you a little bit.
One of the few things that we get down here where I'm at is megalodon teeth.
Dude, I remember you talking to me about that. That's awesome.
This one was given to me by a friend. This one was given me by This one was given to me by my uncle.
Excuse me.
I've yet to find one, but I refuse to buy one just because I know that it's more rewarding to actually just go out and find one. And
hold on a minute. Hold on. Is that a legacy collection Brachiosaurus?
Maybe. Just grab by the neck real quick.
I always have mine on hand.
I need the background because I don't know where else to put it.
I just knocked over all my stuff, including my Godzilla -1 figure, but that's fine. But yeah, I always keep mine on hand. But yeah, I also have the Apatosaurus, and people are asking me when I came to the Jurassic World stuff. They're saying like, "Are you planning on getting the Diplodocus figure?" Like, yeah, no, because not that I don't want to. Just I already have 3 sauropods, and one of which is a Titanosaur, so I'm okay.
Kind of like they take up a lot of room.
Oh my god, they do. Like I have a Brachiosaurus, Apatosaurus, Dreadnoughtus. Actually, 4th one. I haven't even taken it out of the box yet. It's the Hammond collection Brachiosaurus.
Oh. I remember getting that, and I was like, "This is so cool!" And then I was like, I don't know where to put it.
Exactly. I was just like, oh my god.
I underestimated this thing.
So yeah. Actually I don't have a name for this one.
I don't have a name for that one either.
Succeeding in life. High five. High four.
So, I mean, there are a lot of formations all over the world.
Yep.
If you could pick one to just go visit for like a year and just excavate in, where would it be?
Primarily, so actually, it's funny you mention that. My main goal I want to, the paleontologists of Elevation Science were heavily warning me to like be careful, not to not go, but be careful of. I don't primarily know at this exact moment the entire sediments, but the main excavation plots I want to go to is Patagonia, Argentina.
Oh, absolutely.
And the reason, and especially if you're a dinosaur lover, you know exactly why. But for those who don't, who are possibly new to this channel, the biggest ever dinosaurs lived there.
Yeah, Patagotitan, you got Argentinosaurus,
Tinosaurus, Dreadnoughtus,
Gigantosaurus.
Yep, Giganotosaurus, Carcharodontosaurus. You also have several different species of Abelisauridae.
Oh, I love Abelisaurus. I don't think they get
Carnotaurus, yeah.
Absolutely.
My friend actually, well, I'm called my friends at Elevation Science and everybody else, they call me D-Rex. Actually, I call my friend Demon, and this pays homage to the Demon Carnotaurus line from Jurassic Park Kenner.
Oh.
So his name's Demon. So whenever we see each other, when we reconnected back in 2023 for the 30th anniversary of Jurassic Park, I'm like, Demon! He's like, D-Rex!
So that's actually, like, Patagonia would be so cool. And I remember there was somebody that I was talking to, and they were talking about how they wanted to go visit. It's not the same, Dominican Republic, but they were talking to somebody from there, and they're just like, don't use the water.
Don't use the water. Yeah, that's
I remember hearing that, and I was like, what do you mean don't use the water?
What do you mean?
He's like, you will get a vile sickness. Just don't use the water.
Just in a word, don't do it. No, I feel that. No, not that I've ever been in that situation, but I understand. But I actually three of the team from Elevation Science Institute. I believe it was. I can't say the third one for certain because I'm not sure at the exact moment. But I know it was Jason Poole, who is the director of Elevation Science Institute, and Jason. Wait, no, sorry. Oh God, I just butchered that. Jason. Wow, I'm vlogging out on names today, man. It's been a day. Jason Shine. Shine, if you see this, I'm so sorry. I love you.
He doesn't love him. He's lying. Just kidding.
Yes, I do. I love him so much. No, he actually is a New England native, like myself. So, Jason Shine and Jason Poole. There's a lot of Jasons. They actually took part in the excavation for Dreadnoughtus a while back ago. So
that's. I would love to go to Patagonia and lay next to the giant, stretch out next to one of the giant Argentinosaurus.
Oh my God, that would be awesome.
Leg bones, the femurs. I was like, oh, that would like. Another place I would. Yeah, people probably get. North Africa seems very generic.
Oh yeah.
I feel like outside of America, that's one of the most. Outside of the Americas, that's like the next location for fossil hunting.
Oh yeah, especially because I know. Yeah, Spinosaurus for sure, but like again, when you see the studies that are coming out of there for sure, yeah, I know there's a lot. I personally don't know if I'd ever go. Okay,
it would be cool to visit once.
If it was in the right setting where I didn't have to risk about certain things, if I could dig in like the China areas, that'd be cool too. Mongolia for sure. I would definitely Mongolia. The amount of documentaries I've watched that are on
Velociraptor, Tarbosaurus there. Oh.
I don't know if you remember this one at all. You ever Dinosaur Planet?
I have heard of it. Yes.
Oh my God, White Tip's Journey. White Tip's Journey is so
Mm.
cool. It's story of a velociraptor who had just lost her pack to another pack of velociraptors, and she's trying to find a new one. Hence, in like the deserts of Mongolia. I know the facts are a little bit outdated, but uh, or the theories regarding their looks, but it's still. I think it still holds up today. It's really cool.
It's still there. I mean, it honestly that's something that I and you've messaged me about this, about like the whole like, oh, what do you think about the whole dinosaurs not being accurate in Jurassic Park? It's a movie. It's a show. It's
Yeah,
entertainment.
yeah.
Shut
Well,
up for a second
yeah.
and watch it and enjoy it. Like,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think we agreed on that as well. Because the thing is, like, I always ask I have paleontology friends, and sometimes that like kind of it's like that scene from Tangled where like he says one thing and all the 50 swords come out. And he's like, an opinion that gets you killed. Then
yeah,
it's I always ask. The thing is, like, you have to understand as well, and I had to learn this as well through elevation science. Jurassic Park and the Jurassic World franchise, they are movie monster films. They are not like
oh,
prehistoric.
absolutely. They were meant
They're
to be
not.
scary.
Yeah, like they are not. They are meant to be cool. They're meant to be like like monster looking. Like again, this Universal Studios. We're talking king of monster movies.
Yeah, I mean,
So basically, like if you're looking for accuracy, look for things like Prehistoric Planet, Walking with Dinosaurs.
I would have a problem with Jurassic World if they were portraying themselves as a documentary.
Yeah, that'll be a different story
This
as
is
well.
what dinosaurs look like. I would be like, no, you're just no. But like, they're not. It's entertainment. It's an action movie. Like,
And I've had friends too that say like,
dinosaur
oh,
go roar.
like yeah, exactly. I've had problems, like not problems, it's like discussions with people that are just like, oh, you see that new pterosaur that was in Jurassic World Evolution 2? That's awesome. And it's like, yeah, but it's not a dinosaur. Okay, first of all, there's a lot of animals in there that are not dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Second of all, that's what we teach. If you're worried about them like getting their facts messed up, thinking like they're gonna think it's a dinosaur, that's where we educate them. We educate them. This is the movie monster film. Obviously, we teach them. Yeah.
It's like, I mean, I get it's a joke where it's like, what's your favorite dinosaur? Pterodactyl. That's not a dinosaur.
That's not, or better yet, this will hurt you even more. I actually asked a friend of mine. I was like, "What's your favorite? What's your favorite dinosaur?" Oh, the one with the sail. I'm like, "Oh, Spinosaurus." No, it walks on 4 legs. I'm like, well, that kind of depends on which one it is. But what you mean? That actually shows me a picture. If I showed her a picture, and she's like, "Oh, that's the one." I'm like, "That's not a dinosaur." It was Dimetrodon. Dimetrodon. Dimetro freaking Don.
That was before the dinosaurs. Actually, we're closely related to them. It's more related to us than dinosaurs.
Oh yeah, I think I posted about. I don't know if I posted on my Instagram, but I did post a drawing that I did for concept artwork for the museum because that's what I do there. I want to get into paleo artistry.
Oh yeah, that would be.
Yeah, I have a few things on my page there about new concept artwork I'm doing there. But yeah, I actually just recently did Dimetrodon, so that was cool.
And I know I said North Africa, but Madagascar would be cool too.
Dude, Madagascar.
I would love to find Majunga.
Oh, I was watching a funny thing. You ever see the AI president chats? They did one on Jurassic World Evolution 2, and you know what the Biden the President Biden said it to Majungasaurus. He said, "Oh look, Majunga Bungasaurus." I'm like. I'm gonna use that word now. Majunga Bungasaurus. I'm like, that's awesome. And it's like, and the thing is, I forget which president said like, pick that one, and then the President Obama one was like, that's like a 2-ton carnivore. Please don't.
Jurassic World. We artificially made a new dinosaur. You made it a carnivore? You gave it SEAL Team 6 genes? What are we doing here?
Oh my god! I just love the response though from like the President Obama AI voice. Like it's just like I think I don't know what president was like. Let's pick that one, the one from Madagascar. It's like a 2-ton carnivore. Please don't. I'm like, oh my god!
It's like, he's got a point.
Yeah, I'm like, he's not wrong. Majunga Bunga.
Like
Go ahead,
going
sorry.
places too. Not to cut you off real quick, but
No, you're good.
we can actually go places with today's sponsor. Huge shout out to today's sponsor, Dinosaur Trips. If you enjoy these majestic creatures I talk about here on the podcast and would like to go see them for yourself, I would heavily recommend Dinosaur Trips. Dinosaur Trips is a company created to give people a behind-the-scenes in-look on museums and dig sites, along with just having an amazing time looking at these amazing, fabulous, majestic creatures. So if you sound interested, go to www.dinosaurtrips.com and tell them Prehistoric Life sent you and get $250 off your tickets. Now, back to the show.
Yeah. Well, that also, speaking of that ad, that was really cool. I think I might give them a look. Elevation Science, I love you, but still.
Hey, they're more of a tourist thing. Elevation Science is
yeah, honestly, yeah. Elevation Science is that is cool though. I never heard of them. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean,
my scatterbrain forgot what we were talking about. So go ahead.
Going places.
Yes. So we're primarily just get to know you because again, this is actually our first time actually in a video chat.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go?
It's really just, I would love to go everywhere and see it, but that's such okay, well, pick one.
No, you can have a few. You can have a few. I did.
If I would say just outside of America, because the main place I want to go is Morrison Formation, Utah. That's just like top of my bucket list.
Oh, hands down.
Like that, then like Hell Creek, maybe Ghost Ranch would be 3, 4 somewhere. I would love to go see some Triassic, Coelophysis.
It's funny you mentioned that because my friend Jeb, their thesis on Coelophysis, they did a thesis on Coelophysis of what I was telling you about the card game. Their thesis is awesome. It was about Coelophysis. It was really interesting. But yeah.
Oh, dude, I would love to go see Ghost Ranch and dig up some Coelophysis. That would be another place that will probably throw a lot of people off. The Prince Creek Formation.
Okay.
At the top of Alaska. Like
that, honestly, you know what?
Definitely a summer mission.
Honestly, we are made to explore it. Honestly, that sounds like that'd be fun.
And the idea of finding dinosaurs that far north is just such a.
You have to excuse me. I'm crying because these ideas are beautiful. No, actually, I have like allergies right now.
Shout out to Denali with Nanukosaurus. We're in the.
Oh, is that from the art reconstruction they did from the wild of Nanukosaurus? Because I think I have that as my wallpaper right now.
I have a magnet somewhere in my room.
It's like a polar landscape with a Nucosaurus. Yeah, I have that as my wallpaper.
Yeah, going there and then seeing like a museum. I didn't actually get to see Nanukosaurus, but I got to see actually Diablosaurus, I think, was there.
Oh,
it's like,
dude,
from like Mexico. Why you in Alaska?
I was like, that's true. Yeah, that's why I was like, dude, wait a minute.
You got Pachyrhinosaurus. Just go north some. Like you got that here. Like you're missing a bold opportunity there.
I actually got to see my first on the topic of my first Ionosaurus from at the Museum of the Rockies. It was only its skull, but it was my first time seeing Ionosaurus, so it was really cool. It's like one of my favorite ceratopsids. Yeah, but my top one though. Sorry, I interrupted you, but I was saying my top one though, Styracosaurus. People are always think like, oh, well, T-Rex.
I love Styracosaurus. I feel Styracosaurus is heavily underrated, and it needs to be presented more.
Oh, I agree. Honestly, like especially like between like the 60s and 70s, it was heavily like shown in media. Like you looked at like movies like The Land That Time Forgot. They had the puppet Styracosaurus, which are really cool. And then in one of my even though Land of Time Forgot's like one of my favorite childhood classics I used to watch as a kid. But another one was The Valley of Guanji, more well known from Ray Harryhausen, Styracosaurus, and that. So
It's
I feel like that time Cyracosaurus were like heavily like marketed, but not so
it was
much anymore.
definitely in a land time forgot. Well, it was definitely a ceratopsian that time forgot.
Oh yeah,
And like I see it nowhere now. It's in like let's show this thing. This thing is cool. I want to see it joust through something. Like
yeah.
have it stab something.
Have it
Cool.
stab some.
Do something. I'm poking it with a stick.
I will say that the Dinosauria web series with the old buck. Have you seen it?
I have. I've watched them all.
Oh
I sat
god.
down as soon as I figured out about it. I just sat down and watched them all. I need to
Oh
go
my
back
god.
and watch them. It's been a
I
hot minute.
remember when they first came out and I saw the old buck. I was like, this is incredible. Like kudos to the paleo artist. I still want to get the Beast of the Mesozoic Styracosaurus.
Absolutely.
But the thing is, like, you're gonna get the bloody one. I'm like, no, well, the bloody one would be cool, but I want him before he's all bloodied up.
Yeah, absolutely. But like, we talk about places we'd like to visit. North Africa would definitely be somewhere. I would love to go actually find some Spinosaurus, even though it's kind of we get like teeth, and that's about Spinosaurus teeth here and there. But like, I would love to go actually excavate that Carcharodontosaurus.
Actually, funny enough, a friend of mine from in my town, actually got them a couple fossils from mini museums. One of which was also Spinosaurus tooth. He loved it. He loves Spinosaurus.
The only reason I say Carcharodontosaurus instead of Carcharodontosaurus, like some people say, is because I heard Nigel Marven say it, Carcharodontosaurus. So every time I hear the name, I always think of how he says it, and I'll just go with it.
Nigel Marven is one of those people I would love to talk to.
Absolutely.
And the thing is, that person I told you about that did that thesis. Excuse me, my hat. I had to take my hat off there.
Don't worry about it, man. I get it.
I can't see. Oh, there we go. My friend Tess actually, who did that thesis on the sauropod skin. She did a lot of college work in England, London, England. She actually got to meet Nigel Marven. I'm like, no. Dude. That's like meeting Jeff Goldblum.
Season 2. Where are you? Where are you?
Oh my god.
We don't need another Camp Cretaceous series.
I feel like
Prehistoric Park Season 2.
We need a passing of the torch, and I feel like it's gonna sound really random, but Robert Irwin passing the torch.
Can we have them in the same room? Like, is that legal? Can we do that?
Right?
What happened?
Sure, with the right amount of money, I'm sure we could.
The amount of money that I cannot afford.
Yes, because I'm a broke college student. I honestly feel like that'd be. I was talking about my friend the other day. Funny you mentioned it. Prehistoric Park. I was like, honestly, no offense to Nigel Marven because he's Nigel Marven and he's awesome. If they were to have him back, I feel like they need to do a pass with the torch and just give it to Robert Irwin. Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter's son.
Nigel Marvin's kind of getting up there in age, so.
But he's doing pretty well actually. And
he's still. I'm not underplaying.
Yeah,
he's still moving.
Yeah. Like I follow him on his Instagram page, and he actually is still doing a lot of that stuff. It's awesome. I'm just like, that's encouraging, you know.
How old is he?
Honestly, if he ever sees this, I would love to.
He's only 64. Dang.
Oh wow.
I thought he was older. Got me beat.
Me too. No offense, Nigel Marven. We love you.
Dude, if you're watching this, what are you doing? Text me. Come on, man. I need you on the show.
I want to talk. Well, talk to him first, but I want to talk to you too. on the topic of Beasts of the Mesozoic, though, I have I'll show off one more thing I have, and it's with my Power Ranger collection because I'm a Power Ranger fan. Actually, I'll bring the phone out. Oh, Jesus. So I have a little Power Ranger collection I have right here. I don't know if I can turn this around or not. Well, let's do this. And my Power Ranger stuff. Red Ranger helmet.
Red Ranger.
Oh yeah, I'm the Red Ranger. I am the but right here is I'll bring him with me back over here. Oh, shout out to Jason Poole, by the way, for the T-Rex artwork.
I think. Never mind. Different guy. I was about to say, I think I have something from him, but no, mine's from some dude named. I can't read
Jason.
this backwards for some reason.
Oh, you're good.
Anton Freedom.
What was it? I'm sorry, I didn't have a chance to see it.
Actually, I can just do this. Show this off on
By the
my
way-
new background here. But yeah, this is actually one of the two things. I got a Jurassic Park thing that's hanging on my wall over
Oh, nice.
right there. But so I'm gonna move these so I can have some space. This is actually a really cool thing that I got, and it breaks down. What is Cryolophosaurus?
Cryolophosaurus is one that's not talked about a whole lot. I like that guy.
No, absolutely not.
I like him though.
I feel like Cryolophosaurus needs to be. That's the Lophosaurus. It's like, is that Guanlo? It's like, dang, he's mentioned. It does a muscular and skeletal kind of breakdown towards the end.
Oh, that's crazy.
That one's Brachiosaurus specifically. There's Ceratosaurus, Carnotaurus right there.
Ceratosaurus, Mosasaurus,
of course. Parasaurolophus.
Parasaurolophus is my favorite hadrosaur.
I love hadrosaurs are awesome.
I just got this for Christmas. Actually, I'm gonna build it soon. Planosaurus.
Oh,
These are so fun. I have no idea yet if I'm gonna do the female or the male.
And since we're talking about Cryolophosaurus, this is a Cryolophosaurus skull. I have no idea why it's orange, but
I like that. That'd be cool. You know what? They need to bring back Power Rangers Dino Charge and make the Orange Ranger a Cryolophosaurus.
And I have Spinosaurus, the Spinosaurus scaled skull from on that side.
Ooh.
The first scaled skull I got from Fossil Crates. So, Dr. Brian Curtis, there's some history there.
I can honestly picture though the Cryolophosaurus. I can picture that being like the Orange Ranger, be like Crylo Charger, engage. I'm like, yes, this works.
Orange Ranger or Blue Ranger?
Orange Ranger.
Give it ice power.
No, Blue Ranger and Power Rangers Dino Charge is Stegosaurus, Stego Charger.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Stego Charger, engaged.
Okay, get rid of the mouth. It's not a dino. Cryolophosaurus. You can keep the ice theme and everything there.
That's true. By the way, on the topic of orange, because it's also orange, last thing I wanted to show off is my 135 scale Beast of the Mesozoic T-Rex.
That's awesome.
So I got these. I was one of the first backers for the Kickstarter. Not one of the first, but I was one of the ones for the Kickstarter for the backer kit for the Beast of the Mesozoic. I actually got. So I only ordered. It's funny. I only ordered 2 T-Rexes, and they're both in 135 scale. There's this one, and then there's one in 1/18th scale. This one, I only ordered one of the original paint scheme, which he did like off on the certain monitor lizards and the sort. And the other one, he actually did it for 135 scale. He actually did Walking with Dinosaurs, the original paint scheme for that. So I ordered one of each, mind you. Keep in mind, shout out to the Beast of the Mesozoic creator, Creative Beast Studios. He gave me 2 of each. So I ended up with 2 of these and 2 Walking with Dinosaur T-Rexes.
Out of everything that I'm about to just pull my whole shelf down. Why don't I?
Oh no.
Out of everything I have, it's so weird. Somehow this is my most prized thing.
Oh, that's cool. I love the Allosaurus.
All the dinosaur stuff I have. It's the Walking with Dinosaurs kind of Allosaurus.
Yeah. Is that from Schleich, I believe? Schleich?
Does it say on it?
It looks like it.
I can't read this. I'm blind.
Don't be blind. It's not good for your health.
I think it is. I'll go with yes.
Okay. I've seen it before. But yeah.
This was, as far as I'm aware of as right now, the first thing I ever really got that was dinosaur. that was officially something and not like a sticker or something when I was like
Yeah.
3 or whatever. But
Right.
and it's because the Ballad of Big Al was what really introduced me into the world of paleontology.
Oh my God, the Ballad of Big Al. It's so awesome.
Allosaurus it will always have a special place at the top for me, just because it's what got me into paleontology.
No, dude, I feel you. Again, you saw the Red Ranger helmet. I get it, man.
Same story, different dino. I mean,
yeah, only 84 million year difference.
Not even related.
No, theropod, but not related.
If you go back far enough, yeah, but semantics.
Yeah, that's true. I was gonna say theropod, but not related.
But I mean, well, I already closed out of it. I was like, I could show it, but I got stuff piled on my computer now. Actually,
but yeah, no, I feel you though. I definitely, when I got this, I'm like, this is going on my Red Ranger podium, hands down.
that's so. One thing in my, whether it's far future or near future, probably far future, thinking about it, but one thing that is on my list of what I want to do is build a paleontology museum where I'm at. Like, not like in this house exactly, but like
build it in the house.
in Columbia, South Carolina. I want to put a paleontology museum here.
Oh, you're from South Carolina?
Yeah, I mean,
oh, dude. Okay, my dad was from North Carolina. Oh my God, that's crazy.
well, not that far. Just actually, I was in North Carolina like earlier today.
Oh, no kidding! Heck yeah.
So like, because I mean, there is like a paleontology museum. I want to say in northern South Carolina, and we have like the South Carolina State Museum. That's kind of, it's got some stuff, but
which one's the one with the dueling dinosaurs though?
That's Raleigh. That's North Carolina.
Okay,
I actually interviewed the guy that found that.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about. I was gonna watch that next before that, but I ran out of time.
Clayton Phipps. That he's such a cool dude. I need to go out there and meet him.
Heck yeah.
Do a dig with him. Maybe keep a few teeth or something. What?
I definitely gotta talk with that. I definitely gotta talk with that guy for sure. Because actually, funny enough, while we're on the topic, I don't know how long you're gonna have the episode running. I was just gonna say.
I'm good with however long you want, man.
Oh yeah, no for sure. I just figured I'd get this out there as well. This is gonna be my. I will be starting my own podcast soon as well. A name is not yet been determined. It's just. Yeah, I was gonna say it's just in the works again. My friend here knows as well the difficulty when it comes to like working school, having a job, and doing this stuff. And again, not to mention me with volunteer work and stuff. But I am planning on doing my own podcast soon. Actually, I actually came to him about it. Hopefully soon. Not entirely sure yet how it's going to be run, but it's obviously going to be dinosaur related. Anything dinosaur, pop culture, that kind of stuff as well.
That was something
collaboration.
Absolutely, I will be.
Yeah.
You when you get that started up, you just hit me. You just hit me
up.
Yeah,
man. Absolutely. Heck yeah, dude.
But that was something that I fought with for a while. I was like, all right, I want to talk about other stuff outside of just individual dinosaurs in like papers. How do I do that? So that's why I created the. What did I call it? I can't read that right now.
No, I thought I lost you.
Jurassic Legacy. It is, of course, because Jurassic Park is the biggest thing for dinosaur media.
Yeah.
It actually, I think it might be the biggest thing dinosaur media related. Period.
Like, oh yeah. No, there's honestly very few that can rival against it. Dino writers.
Yeah. But that's just like a way for me to just be like, all right, anything dino media and whatever. Which is, you don't have to do that. You can just.
One of the things I actually got to do on my TikTok, it's also the D-Rex. It's been a while. I actually offloaded my TikTok because it was just I actually am the guy who actually gives Velociraptor Blue at Universal Studios in Orlando the plush raptor.
Oh,
So
I
and
don't
you'll
think
see
I've
the
seen that on TikTok, but I have seen that in general.
Yep, I'm the guy. I'm the guy in the pink polo shirt. Keep in mind, I was there for the 30th anniversary of Jurassic Park. I was the only one in the staff pink polo shirt. The Jeep driver one from the first film.
Singles, single tear shedded.
And you know what the funniest part was? People came to me and said, "Excuse me, sir, do you know where the gift shop is?" Oh, I actually don't work here.
Oh my god, it's like wearing a red. It's like wearing a red shirt in Target.
Oh my god, it was so funny. It
You're
was like
asking the
I
question.
and it wasn't just one time. It happened like 10 times. I was like, "Oh my god, I don't work." I feel like at this point I would just be like, "Okay, the gift shop's over that way," but I mean, it's really not hard to find.
I do. It's called following the signs.
Follow the signs.
That way, bro.
Oh my god, if I did that, I'd be fired. Oh.
Well, you don't work there.
No, 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 no. If I did that, my real job.
Oh,
But no, yeah, no, it was cool though. I got to meet a lot of fans as well. Yeah, you would have liked it. It was fun. It was a fun day. It
yeah,
wasn't just. It wasn't just. There was like a ton of people that were dressed up as Ian Malcolm, Dr. Grant, Dr. Sattler. I think there was a couple that were actually dressed as John Hammond. Um,
absolutely.
it was such a fun day. Oh my god! I got to name.
They spared no
Uh,
expense.
spared no expense. I actually got to name a baby raptor there, and actually it's so cool on the exact day of Jurassic Park's 30th anniversary. So those who are not familiar, Universal Studios Orlando and Islands of Adventure, there is a hatchery in the Discovery Center or the Visitor Center they have there. It looks like the Visitor Center. There is a dinosaur hatching thing, but they only have one dinosaur there that hatches to replicate the first film, which I
Yeah.
honestly think they especially in the franchise where we have more baby dinosaurs now.
Oh,
Um, we should have
yeah.
more, but that's a different rabbit hole itself. But anyway, so they had the raptor hatch, and the thing is, it's very reminiscent of the tiger stripes variant from the Lost World from 1997.
Oh, yeah,
So you know what I did? Hold on. I named my raptor Tony, as in Tony the tiger.
yeah. That's great.
It
It's
worked
great.
awesomely. And they literally, I remember, I literally said this as the biggest nerd I am. They said, it's like, what are you gonna name him? Because they did the adult. Usually, it's like a kid event when they have to get the name of the raptor. But I actually did. I actually it was like an adult time again special event kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And so
Sure,
they
you
said,
mentioned
so it's
that.
like, so, yeah, good sir, what would you like to name? I'm like, well, and this because I'm just like, according to my calculations, my glasses. I literally was like one of those moments. I'm like, oh my god. I look back at it like, oh my god, I would have smacked him. But
The guy working
and,
there just like, yeah, you and everybody else, buddy. Let's
yeah,
keep the line
seriously.
moving.
Well, because I said, according to my calculations, because this is a tiger stripe, because this is a tiger stripe variant, I actually said I was going to name her Tony the Tiger. And like, all right, and he literally holds up the baby raptor. He's like, everybody, Tony the Tiger. I was just dying.
Tony.
And the best part is, for those that want a free little souvenir from Islands of Adventure without having to pay for it, if you stick around after you get to name your baby raptor, you can actually get a birth certificate from them. And that's not even where it ends, cooler. If you want another gift as well, if you go back to Islands of Adventure, like say a month or something, or like however when you come back, you bring your birth certificate or a picture of it saying your dinosaur. They will actually write down a report card for your dinosaur. And they did one off Tony the Tiger, so now she is 400 pounds at least at that time.
That's a big girl.
Yeah, and apparently she likes to take baths in the waterfall, and she loves rock music. I'm just like, yeah, rock music, geology pun, geology. It was great though. That was a great day. It was fun. Yeah, no.
Yeah, geology rocks, but geography is where it's at.
I'm getting off this shit. Okay.
You're right there.
But yeah, yeah. When it comes, obviously, especially how you mentioned like dinosaurs are dinosaurs, and that's how I feel like at the end of the day, that's what dinosaurs should be about. Dinosaurs are cool no matter which way you swing it. Obviously,
Absolutely.
obviously I try to keep the Jurassic Park, and the real science. But at the end of the day,
I have my
they're dinosaurs.
critiques for them separate. Like, I mean, in
Yeah.
Jurassic Park, I would like to see some accuracy here and there, but like at the same
Yeah.
time, it's also like, at the end of the day, I would love to see like sauropods put up a fight and be an absolute menace,
Oh yeah.
like they were. But also at the same time, I'm also just like, it's cool either way. I like them being the peaceful giants.
Oh yeah.
It's very
Heck
very
yeah.
soothing.
Oh yeah. No, heck yeah. But yeah, again, dinosaurs at the end of the day, I mean,
Absolutely.
there are differences, but at the end of the day, they're still cool. That's when people. I think you liked a lot of my comments that were on the post for the new Jurassic World film. I'm like, at the end of the day, we get to see dinosaurs, so I see this as an absolute win. I'm like
Yeah.
I'm like the Hulk from Avengers Endgame. Okay.
We got it, guys.
Oh my god.
I mean, like at the end of the day, it's still like we're still getting dinosaur media.
Oh
It's
yeah.
cool. I mean, I think again, if it's a documentary, I know I've said this, if it's a documentary, then I would have a problem with it, but it's not. It's meant for entertainment.
Absolutely.
Be entertained. Like even with the like prehistoric planet, that like not that I can speak on it, like I'm some high esteemed knows everything in the field. If they got something wrong, like I to an extent, I would still be like, okay, then it's probably just, it's been like 2 years or whatever since it came out. Well, I guess 1 year.
Oh yeah.
Earlier last. Dang, it's 2025. That's a weird feeling. Happy New Year's, everybody.
Oh my god, dude, I feel that. I do orders for where I'm at with my job, and I do orders for when I'm doing my job, and all of a sudden I put in the date for a future date for next week, and I put 2024, and it says incorrect code. I'm just like, what the heck? Oh.
Yeah, it just hit like a brick. It's like, oh. Yeah, it was last year.
That was last year, and that was like a day ago.
See you next year. No. Maybe not.
Oh my god. Biggest pet peeve when that happened. I get it.
It's like, if I offended you in 2024, please change so I don't have to do it again.
Oh man.
No, but I mean, is there anything? I mean, if you want to start wrapping it up, we can. If you'd rather talk for another hour, I'm down.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, I'm just gonna grab one thing before we do the closing. I wanted to do something really close, paying homage to. Oh my god! I just kicked my Brachiosaurus.
All right, and while you do that, I'm gonna actually, as we were talking about earlier, Tyrannosaurs and Allosaurids do share a somewhat common. They break off at not Coelurosauria, but I cannot move this thing. Evetheropoda. I probably just butchered that name, but whatever. They break off there in their family trees. They do have some commodity here, but
Yeah.
that's about it. Other than that, it's a few million year difference.
Right. What the heck?
It's talking.
I'm so sorry. That's it. My morpher is acting up. I can't morph today.
Well, before we close everything out, you mentioned the Why Dinosaur documentary. You talked about how Sky, again, shout out to you.
Skywalker.
Love you, you're amazing.
I love you, Sky Kylosaur.
for real, like you're amazing. Thank you
That's
for coming on the show.
I have like names for every one of the for almost every one of the main staff like around my age. It's Katie Hunt. I call she's Katie Saurus Rex. She's my T-Rex and crab. Sky Kylosaur. Don't want to mess with her. Skywalker. Dan Dunphy is Dryosaurus Dan.
Dryosaurus Dan. Oh, I love Dryosaurus. Not mentioned enough.
His thesis is on that actually. So,
but just yeah, I think you can already tell where this is going. Why dinosaurs?
Like I said before, again, the whole thing about dinosaurs is just it's an alien concept to me. Again, we see them all the time in media and stuff. We just don't really take the second to really understand and grasp the concept of how alien and bizarre. It just seemed like the world that they lived in, like for over 150 million years.
They were here longer than us.
Yeah, exactly. We've only been here for a blip, and meanwhile, these guys have been planet for that long, if longer.
What is it like? I forget the comparison, but if you hold your arms out straight, humans are like the fingernail.
We are like I feel like we're not even like the fingernail itself. I feel like we're that little line where you have to clip it off.
You're like the tip of the fingernail.
Yeah.
Like
fun fact: the Earth's crust grows as fast as your fingernails can grow.
Huh. Another fun fact: your eyes actually they have their own immune system. So if your brain recognizes that, it'll attack your eyes' brain immune system and kill your eyes.
Random facts.
This just got dark. Right. So I guess, do you have any questions for me before we close it out and all that?
No, not any questions at all. But again, I'd love to collaborate with you when I do make my podcast. Everybody, if you please obviously, Prehistoric Life Podcast is awesome. I've been following this content for about a few months now, ever since I got back from the dinosaur dig, actually. But definitely check out his channel. Check out mine on Instagram. Is the one and only D-Rex. I do a lot of paleo art and stuff.
Right there.
Yep, I do a lot of paleo art and stuff. That middle one that's tagged, that's the raptor one. That's the people. Yes. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Okay. She will let you. Let's turn around and get a photo first, just so in case you don't make it, we have one.
In case you don't make it.
Now here's what I want you to do.
I had to stay behind the line.
He's going to give you a gift, okay? You're going to gently place it in the raptor's mouth. Gently.
That's a big skull.
Close,
I just want to say.
Close.
Yeah.
And that's your treat. Thank you so much. Now, do you actually want to keep it?
Just yeet.
Now, if that's all right. Blue, what do you say? You said thank you.
It was just so funny when I saw that. She just went, "This is empty. Yeet."
Like how the lady's like, you're gonna gently place it in
the raptor's mouth. And I have to say, Velociraptor skull, at least the InGen variant of the Velociraptor, those skulls are freaking huge.
Yeah, they are.
But yeah, it's crazy. But yeah,
definitely. So I mean,
but yeah,
and when you start your channel up, give me a ring, man. I'll be on your.
Yeah, absolutely. In the meantime, I'm still posting my concept artwork and stuff. Go follow Elevation Science. If anybody has any questions for me, I can answer as best I can. But I definitely highly recommend talking to Elevation Science and the staff there, like Skywalker and Katie Hunt. They'd be definitely more answer. But if you want like volunteer advice about what to bring in the stores, definitely hit me up for sure. But other than that,
water's important.
Yeah. Other than that, I like to do something for the close. So let me know when you do close. I want to do a little something here.
Absolutely, go on and do it.
It's morphin' time. Not today. No.
not.
We're gonna cut. Hopefully, we can cut that out. Maybe put in the blooper reel. And hopefully put in a blooper reel. It's morphin' time. Tyrannosaurus. That was it.
All right, everybody have a good rest of your day, night, evening.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's great talking to you. Good to finally meet you, man.
And it's good. Yeah, it's really good to actually put a voice to face now.
Heck yeah, dude.
And remember, everybody, have a good afternoon, morning, evening, or night. And remember, keep it prehistoric. I'm your host, Eric Crawford. That's
the D-Rex. Dan Mossey, the one and only D-Rex.
And I'll see you all next time for more dinosaur content. Goodbye.
Stay brave.